Hey, Selene.
Hey, how you doing?
Do you feel free?
Oh, so free. It's like however many hours? 6 hours of my life I am now free
We're
of.
free. 50 Shades Freed. Hi, I'm Quinn.
Selene.
And we just saw 50 Shades Freed. I can't believe it's already been another year. I feel like we need to see movies together more often and talk about them.
I agree, because we have a lot of fun with that. Only good movies
Good
as
movies.
well.
Alright, let's start this shit. Nothing really happens in this movie. It's 2 hours of, hey, we are rich 1% white people going on adventures.
It's the most relatable, I know.
And then a shoehorned kidnapping attempt.
Yeah. I don't know if we complained about the overuse of establishing shots in the last movie, but it got worse.
Yeah, there was so many. So it starts out with them getting married, and I don't know if we're supposed to actually know who all the people that are watching them get married are, because I pretty much only recognize the mom.
Yeah, I didn't recognize any of the rest of them. They did do a good job of naming most of them throughout the rest of the movie so you could keep up.
Yeah, like explaining the relationships too, like, oh, this is his sister, that's his brother, kind of. We get the return of WB bad boy Jack Hyde, who's apparently like a genius arsonist hacker now. Wasn't he like her boss at the book editing place?
Yes, yes, and
now he's a super villain.
With really poor taste in hats.
Really poor taste in hats. So I read these books. I mentioned that last time. I read the books when they first came out because I thought it was important to know the enemy, because I was feeling pretentious as fuck and snobby.
I just read a lot of stuff on the internet so that I could not read the books.
And I forced her to watch them so we could go on this adventure together. So, watch the movies, that is. And so I want to say one thing about when they go on their honeymoon. Their honeymoon. And she has like that topless, where she's wanting to get topless because they're at a nude beach, even though you didn't get to see anybody else being nude. She did have the comment where like, what's the big deal, Christian? There's boobs, this is like boob town. And I'm like, boob town?
Boob land?
Yeah, that's what it is. Boob land. I'm like, I want to see some boobs in boob land. But anyway, so he gets mad because he doesn't want other people to see. He doesn't want other people to see her boobs. And in the book, he like throws a bigger fit about it, gets her back on the boat, and gives her like really rough hickeys. Like, so she's bruised really badly, and he's like, well, now you're not going to take your top off. And it's, yeah. Like, yeah, he's still toned down in this movie, he's toned down his terribleness. Yeah, like, this is toned down.
There's no character left.
No, there's nothing.
At all.
There's nothing that... I also kind of felt like they were already really bored with each other. I mean, I know that the actress and the actor don't like each other. Like, I think they kind of seem to really hate each other, so it's... Yeah. It really shows that but it comes off as that they're bored. It also kind of comes off like it's a bad play. Like I'm not invested at all.
Yeah, and I mean, how bored can you be? I mean, they start off in Paris, and then I think they were somewhere in Italy, and then this scene takes place in Santorini, Greece. So it's like their honeymoon is like this whirlwind tour, and you're already so bored that you're bickering about nip-noops. Like
nip-noops. Okay, so what else happens? So they find out that, yes.
She got a promotion while she was on her honeymoon. And then this chick that we've never seen before apparently shows up and is just like, I'm bitchy pants about that.
You weren't even here and you got a promotion. Here's your new office.
I'm like, wait, what?
Like all the other movies, Anna is always completely shocked when she gets something new, or when she, like, I don't know, it was very strange on how, like, dumbfounded she was about her office.
Yeah, they redid her office, and she's like, what?
In the right place? Where are we? I'm just like, I don't... Where are you really, though? And then Christian buys a house without asking her I don't know. They really tried to give Anna a backbone, I guess. I guess that's what that was.
Yeah, because like their architect sort of also in Ring Picker Outer later in the movie. Remember, like, they thought that the brother was sleeping with her, but really she was helping him pick
I think
out
I missed that because I had to go pee.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that part.
It was utterly forgettable as well. But, like, she tries to be all like, oh, Christian, I'm going to touch your shoulder, and this is how we're going to do your house.
And she's all like, you're going to call me Mrs. Gray. Oh, something else. Like, they're going back and forth about the name thing. There's a point where she's, trying to establish that she loves her job and she actually does work. And, like, okay, you work in like 2 scenes, sweetie. But anyway, she doesn't change her work email to Anastasia Gray or Anna Gray, whatever. She keeps it her last name, which is Steele, and then Christian comes in, interrupts a meeting that she's in for work, like for some author or something. And he's like, I tried to email you, but it bounced. Because no, Anastasia Gray works at blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, I didn't want to change my name because I wanted some kind of identity. And then 2 scenes later, she's like, you will call me Mrs. Gray. And I'm just like, okay, make up your mind. Is this you trying to have a backbone, or no, it's you being inconsistent? It's bad writing is what it is, really.
And like my thought process, because I just recently changed office jobs, and I'm just like, that's probably just IT not having set up her email address.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty, it's the first day back, hold your horses.
Okay, so
a lot of other forgettable stuff.
Really, yeah, not that much stuff happens. So they go on honeymoon, they go on vacation, and then basically Jack Hyde wants revenge because
reasons,
yeah, that are just really stupid, and I don't know, it was really difficult. There is an interesting conversation that when they're very first married and they're at home, and Anna's all like, do you want kids? And he's just like, yeah, someday I guess. And she's like, we have to talk about this. Do you not want kids? And I'm just like, dude, you just got married. So
shouldn't this conversation have happened before you got married?
I don't recall her being that adamant about it in the book. Like, if it was, I don't remember. But, oh, surprise, surprise, she gets pregnant. And in the movie, it seemed like way more of a on purpose.
It did seem.
I'm gonna anchor baby you. Like, it really felt like that. I didn't get that impression in the book, at least when I read it, vaguely remembering. But yeah, it really felt like anchor baby in this movie, which I thought was kind of funny.
They set up a lot of manufactured tension and then had to flesh it out in 2 hours, and it was still pretty forgettable.
Yeah. Also, in the 3rd book, like, I feel like she's just as bad as Christian. I mean, in different ways. Like, she really manipulates him emotionally in the 3rd book. Well, in this one, they're just like, no, you did this, so I'm gonna do this. And was the revenge and orgasm denial because of the boobs thing? I can't remember why.
So,
no. Oh, I remember now. Okay. Yeah.
Basically, there's the scene where they go to the red room and they're gonna play, and like they're all into it. And sorry,
I know what it was. I know what triggered that revenge. He went to go do work things because apparently he has a job, and we don't really know what he does. But he went to go do work things because business, and so he's like, oh, you have to come straight home because we're kind of being stalked or being harassed by supposedly Jack Hyde. Worst Disney Channel villain. And she's like, okay, but she wants to go out drinking with her friend Kate, who is still a character, apparently. And she goes out drinking with Kate. She has several drinks, and then her bodyguard tells on her. She's like, please don't tell my husband this. He's like, oh, I already called him before we left your job. And she's like, shit.
They're the best and worst bodyguards in the world.
They don't even check the house. They just let... Alright, so he's mad. He gets back. Jack Hyde comes at her with a knife and then is immediately taken away by the bodyguards. And there's also a fun little joke of like, we don't have anything to restrain him. And she's like, we cute. Like, oh, that actually got a chuckle out of us. So that happens, and it happens very quickly. So it doesn't really. It's just like, oh, okay, here we are, and then, like, okay, he's gone. Everything's safe. Christian's back.
He stares at a sleeping Anna for a little while with his bow tie undone whilst drinking, and then doesn't come to bed. So you can tell that he's mad
angry.
And it's her fault.
Yeah, and then they go in the red room.
Yeah, and then there's this whole thing. He ties her up, and then he's doing a orgasm denial thing with her, and he's just like, this is how you make me feel when you make a promise and then take it away. And then she gets all emotional balls.
She's like, red, because that's their safe word. She remembers it now. Yeah, she's like, red, and she's like, starts crying. And I'm like, oh, you got an orgasm denial. Who's so sad? I'm gonna cry now. Sorry, but just
to be fair, like, at first I was all on the same thing. I'm just like, oh, that's the worst thing ever, orgasm denial. But her reasoning being that he's punishing her for something that happened outside of their dynamic without actually discussing the fact that you are being punished. It's like, we're going to set this up and we're going to play and have fun, but I'm going to teach you a lesson with it. And it's like, you've got to have those clear communications where it's like, this is punishment because of this. This is a behavior correction. And so that's why there was I think, so much of a blow up there. But of course, and then she's like, you're hiding things from me. And he's like, but that's not important. She's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. That's not important.
Yeah, they do keep it the way they have it in the book, where whenever Anna gets pissed off about something that she has the right to be pissed off about, he fixes it with his penis. And they do have that kind of here, but it's just not as bad, I guess. I don't know, it's still bad. It's still really bad, but that's kind of how the whole book is he shuts her up with his penis.
She tries to do that at one point, though, in this movie. Like, I can't remember what it was, but I know he was taking a brooding shower. And then she went to try and go in the shower.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That was the first time we saw his butt.
Yes.
Because we hadn't seen his butt this whole time.
Is it Jamie Dornan? Is that his name?
Jeffrey Dahmer? I don't know.
It's close enough. He's got a great butt.
It was a good butt. It was a good butt. So
butt.
She tries to fix it with her not penis at one point, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And there's oral sex in this one.
There is. She actually... Ugh, but it's with the ice cream first.
Yeah, it's the popsicle one.
The popsicle. Yeah, when we were watching it, I leaned over and I was like, oh, my very own Christian Grey popsicle. That is a line in the first book, by the way. Like, Christian Grey popsicle. And I'm just like, popsicles don't have that kind of effect on me, sweetheart. But so yeah, she does actually perform oral sex on him, and it's like, okay, I don't think that happened in the other movies. Also, they still continue with this movie the way they did with the others, that whenever something sexy is happening, the music is extremely loud and very distracting. Yeah. So if you're watching this to titillate yourself, I wouldn't recommend it. However, I found myself titillated by something. I know. Quinn found something that titillated me in 50 Shades Freed. And it was the part where she washes his hair. She's gonna cut his hair, apparently, and because he needs a haircut, his hair's getting shaggy. And she's washing his hair, and I don't know, I leaned over and I was like, oh man, like this is kind of doing it for me. And like, it was just, I don't know, I just really apparently I gotta wash some guy's hair, apparently. I don't know.
Well, there was a funny part, because like there was that Audi, like the super fast Audi car thing, and like she's like, I want to drive, and he's like, no. It can only be operated with his penis.
Yeah, that's it. It was really funny. Oh god. Okay, so that happens.
The brother gets engaged to Kate.
To Kate, yeah.
That happened.
And the sister gets kidnapped by Jack Hyde, which you kind of remember. Oh yeah, Christian Grey actually has a sister. Oh yeah. When she finds out that she's pregnant, which once again I still think Anchor Baby is total. This is just the feel we're getting from this, because she doesn't get her shot on purpose.
Yeah, the doctor specifically says that. She's like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. And the doctor's like, yeah, it's almost 100% effective
if you get it regularly. Yeah. And so when she just tells him, in the book he gets even more angry, and in this he just like, I'm not ready to be a dad, I'm gonna leave. And then he goes out and gets drunk, and then she finds on his phone that he was with his abuser, who Anna calls Mrs. Robinson. And I'm just like, fuck you. You don't get to think of The Graduate. Like, they do that in the book, too. They're like, oh, it's Mrs. Robinson. And I'm like, how dare you even mention that fantastic movie. Yeah, I'm going there. I'm gonna be a fucking snob about movies for a second. How dare you even try to say... Anyway, but the other thing about that is that pisses me off, because they did it in the book too, where Anna's more mad because it's like, oh, somebody you were sexually involved with. I'm like, bitch, that's his fucking rapist when he was a child, when he was a teenager, and not like an older teenager, a younger teenager. She molested him, raped him, and beat the fuck out of him, and apparently that's how he got into BDSM, because apparently only fucked up people apparently that's how it works. Yeah. According to this shit. But anyway, so she's still like, how, did you sleep with her? We're just friends. Like, oh my god, it was...
She's not actually in the movie.
No, she just mentioned.
And I was like, I didn't know, I couldn't remember who that was.
Kim Basinger. Oh yeah, you didn't even know who the text, you were like, who's that? I was like, oh, that was his rapist. Like, oh yeah.
Thank you. Again, these characters are so forgettable. I don't know.
I don't think she was in the first movie, but she was in the second movie, because like the mom has like slaps her or something. That was fun. That was a fun scene in the second movie. Yeah,
and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna do this with or without you.
About having the baby.
Yeah, because like he wakes up and she's mad, so she's just like completely ignoring him, and I'm just like, use your grown-up words. Yeah. And then she's mad at him. She's like, I'm gonna choose this baby over you, just like you chose her over me.
Oh, and that was so uncomfortable.
And then later on, it's like, no, you are my whole life after we've had this trauma bonding experience.
Yeah, because trauma makes everything better. Oh my god. So. Like the sex scenes in this movie, there really weren't that many, and they weren't very good. Like, at least the last one, there was kind of a decent one, I guess. There was handcuffs involved in one scene, and it just made me think of Gerald's Game, which is on Netflix, and it's really good. And I was really like, why can't he just have a heart attack like right now? Because I would be so happy if this happened, if Christian Grey had a heart attack instead of Gerald.
There was a scene that you missed where they did a butt plug thing.
Oh, damn it, I missed the butt. I had to pee. I missed the butt plug.
Oh, it was so
What happened? What happened?
They're in the red room and they're gonna do play stuff, and he's like, oh, go to the top right drawer. She opens it. I'm like, I have that one. I have that one, and I have that one of the butt plug selection. And then she's like, no. And he's like, do as you're told. She's like, okay. And then, of course, you only see her from, like, the tits up. And it's like, oh, put it in kind of thing. And then they fuck. And then that's it. That's the end of it. And then she has a memory of it at work the next day. And that's it.
Oh, damn it. I only went to go pee once. I missed a lot of things, apparently, when I went to go pee. I have a small bladder. I can't help it. So, I wanted to talk about it, because in the book, they have the big deal butt plug scene or whatever. It's a big deal for the book. And she's like, who washes the butt plugs? And he's like, I do, or the sub does, or I can't remember the housekeeper's name, but the housekeeper. Oh my god. Can you just imagine? I'm hired by this 27-year-old asshole, and I'm gonna go clean this locked room needs tidying up. I'm gonna open it. There's a fucking container with used butt plugs that I have to clean up. No!
Why am I imagining Julie Andrews doing this? It's like Mary Poppins. I know she wasn't the housekeeper, but that's where my mind went.
Oh god. So that happens.
Speaking of the housekeeper, they had one of the most interesting conversations was between
the beginning of the
very beginning, where it's like, I think it was kind of trying to set up this whole barefoot and pregnant idea in her mind, but the housekeeper's like, so how would you like to run the household? Groceries and wallpaper and stuff, and I'm Mrs. Grey, and she's like, but you can just call me Anna. She's like, That's weird, because he's Mr. Grey, and you know what? We'll worry about this later. But it was actually a really, like, genuine interaction, I felt like. Like, it wasn't contrived awkwardness. It's just like, I don't know. I'm a married woman. I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, and she's, and the housekeeper, or whoever that woman was, she was like the overseer. I don't know.
She kind of looked like Catherine Tate a little bit. Like her, I thought she had a very Donna from Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
I thought she kind of looked like her.
Yeah, okay, Dr. Donna.
Dr. Donna.
Oh, I'm sad now. She doesn't remember. Anyway. Why? You did it. So that part with Anna and that woman, she was like, you don't have to ask permission. Like, this is your house. And I thought that was a pretty powerful theme. I mean, obviously not powerful enough because I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
It was early. There was a lot of mundane in the middle.
The climax, because the title, I mean the tagline for this movie was "Don't miss the climax." It was very anticlimactic. Jack Hyde kidnaps Mia, which is Grey's little sister, and then you find out that Jack Hyde and Christian were in the same foster care, and they were like, oh, my parents could have adopted him instead. I could have had the same life as him. And I'm just like, oh. Okay.
That was the motivation this whole time?
Apparently.
He seemed pretty normal up until like the stupid shit.
I have to ask, I don't know how much you want to talk about this kind of thing here, but I just, from your perspective, because you, as someone who is part of a local actual dungeon and has special relationship of, you might say, the DS sort, that's proper and the right way, at least more healthy than this shit. How...
It's extra proper because there's a Brit involved.
Yes. How insulted were you by the use of her calling him sir and things like that?
Honestly, the sir thing didn't mind. I didn't mind that so much because being involved in the community, there's so many different types of relationships and people who come and go, and some people who only do the dominant submissive thing on the weekends or whenever or during playtime or whatever like that. So that part didn't really bother me, but I will tell you something that did.
Please.
And the very, very end of the whole movie, like literally almost the last scene, Anna goes into the red room and like takes a picture and texts it to Christian saying, you know, I await your pleasure, sir. And he goes in and she's in a slave position all ready for him, and then he goes and looks at her and says, you're topping from the bottom, but I like it. And I'm like, I have so many issues with the concept of topping from the bottom, because it generally means that in the scene, the bottom is trying to coerce or manipulate the top into doing what they want. Either like, oh, I want you to use this toy and not this, and I don't want you to do this, but I want you to do this. Stuff that wasn't pre-negotiated or using their big girl or boy words. But it has been twisted by rather disingenuous people to basically silence bottoms and subs for asking for what they want. Kind of thing, where it's like, oh, you know what, we're gonna do this, and if you try and change anything within that, or decide what toys we're gonna use or anything like that, even before the scene starts, you're topping from the bottom, and that's wrong, so you just do whatever I say, kind of thing. So I have very complicated feelings with that turn of phrase, and in that regard, she's not topping from the bottom, because their entire dynamic is, we're going to play sometimes. We don't have an ongoing dominant-submissive relationship, so all she's done is, hey, I'm being sexy and asking for what I want in a sexy way, and he's putting her down for it. And it's like, no, just,
yeah,
no.
That's kind of how I felt about it, but I was just curious from because you have... For me, it's a little bit more, this kind of thing, it's more like, oh, once in a while, kink kind of thing. With you, it's a little more, you know, this is more my life, and I was just curious. So.
I appreciate you asking about that, because yeah, like I said, I was fine with a lot of the stuff.
I mean, just that very end.
But it was that phrase. It was that phrase, and I'm just like, really?
So the movie, it's like, that's like the last scene, but then they have like some credits, and then it's obviously a few years later, their derpy child.
She has no bangs.
She has any bangs.
She normally has them out straight across.
Yeah, and she's barefoot and pregnant outside because she's pregnant again, and
she made the joke about that earlier in the movie.
Yeah, barefoot and pregnant.
Not wanting to be barefoot
and pregnant, and they're happy, and they're walking hand in hand with their wee child. And I wanted their derpy child. I wanted to share this with you.
Oh my gosh. I'm ready. I'm emotionally ready.
It's that scene, obviously, because there was no talking in the movie. Right before this little break, they had just fucked, I guess, and Christian lies beside me, his hand caressing my belly, his long fingers splayed out wide. How's my daughter? She's dancing, I laugh. Dancing? Oh yes, wow, I can feel her. He grins as Blip 2 somersaults inside of me. So in the movie, which also they did in the book too, she calls her, like, fetus inside her belly little Blip because of the noise it makes, I guess, on the monitor. And it's fucking annoying in the book. She's, little Blip does this. I will change my life for little Blip. Blah, 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 blah. So that continues here. So he grins as little Blip 2, obviously the second kid, somersaults inside me. Prepare yourself. I think she likes sex already. I know! Yes.
No.
Yes. Christian frowns. Really? He says dryly. He moves so his lips are against my bump. I don't like pregnant things. That's gross. There'll be none of that until you're 30, young lady. How old was Anna when he forced her into this relationship?
Isn't she only like
21 when they begin? I giggle. Oh, Christian, you're such a hypocrite. No fucking shit. No, I'm an anxious father. He gazes up at me, his brow furrowed, betraying his anxiety. You're a wonderful father, as I knew you would be. I caress his lovely face, and he gives me his shy smile. I like this, he murmurs, stroking and then kissing my belly. There's more of you. I pout. I don't like more of me. It's great when you come. Christian! I am looking forward to the taste of breast milk again. Christian, you are such a kinky. He swoops on me suddenly, kissing me hard, throwing his leg over mine and grabbing my hands so they are above my head. You love the kinky fuckery, he whispers, and runs his nose down mine. I grin, caught in his infectious, wicked smile. Yes, I love the kinky fuckery, and I love you very much. Yeah. That's the dialogue that we missed. Because that scene was silent.
I'm so glad I missed all of that, because that's terrible writing, too, on top of it.
So, I'm glad that we're freed from 50 Shades. I hope to God they don't make the movie in his point of view like the garbage books are. They're making another one, by the way. I thought it was only going to be the first one. Oh! I almost totally forgot! There's a preview! There's a preview for this other movie that's coming out called Book Club, and it's got like some awesome ladies, and they're, you know, older ladies that are like Diane Keaton and shit, and some other people. I love how like she's the one, and I just enjoy her as an actress. But anyway, Book Club, and they're basically like rejuvenating their lives through reading 50 Shades of Grey. And I look at Selene and I'm like, are we in the Matrix? I just had a Reptar bar, and was there acid in it? Like, I feel like we're seeing this movie, and we're getting a preview for this movie about people reading these books, and I'm just like, oh, they're so hot, and I'm just
so meta.
It's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. We're not really free at all.
But that's exactly what I imagine they think the target audience of the books are.
I think E.L. James,
white wine and white SUVs and white ladies and drinking Chardonnays and crap.
Just no. It was no good. It was. I was just uncomfortable by all of it.
I tweeted it. I was like, is this real life?
This is real life. Oh, all right. I think that's gonna have to wrap it up.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm glad it's over. I hope it really is over. but it's probably not really going to be over. I really wish... I feel bad for Stephenie Meyer. I never thought I would feel bad for her, that her, you know, stuff got ripped off for this garbage. And there's better fan fiction writers out there that I really wish they could have got it big instead. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous. Because I can write better than that. And this person is like, you know, alright.
And that's really sad because I saw a Facebook exchange where with some friends, and this one guy's like, well, I mean, everyone hates on it so much, but there's nothing better out there, and we're all like,
there's so much better out there. But the thing is, like, Google. But however, you know, one good thing that came out of it is more people are talking about it.
This is true.
And more people are doing research, and they're finding out the safer way. Like, because I know when it first came out, like, I was scared for people that are stupid. Like, you know, I really, because there is a lot of dangerous shit, but also, like, one of my favorite movies, The Secretary, which obviously E.L. James watched and was like, oh, his name is Edward. His name is Edward Grey. What about...
How can I ruin
Edward Cullen? Okay, like, I get it, sure, but that movie's also fucking problematic as shit, but it's still a fun movie, and if, you know, if you found some fun out of this, if it titillated you, that's cool, but there's some better stuff out there, really. And, you know, if you want hardcore stuff, that's what porn is for.
And as far as, like, the outside, like, the main community, the real life community, we were really afraid that we were going to see this great influx of people because of this. That's why we, like, really started doing, like, monthly 101 classes.
And that's fantastic. That's great.
We were a little concerned that, like, that would start dying down, but it hasn't. These are not just 50 Shades people. These are people who, like, maybe have heard of 50 Shades and then Googled it and found actual interesting stuff and kept going. So it wasn't just a surge and then an ebb again. So that's really, really great.
That's great. That's fantastic. So, Selene, what are you working on right now that you wanna promote? Maybe.
I'm working with Cosplay Deviant still. Yeah. I've got a couple sets up. One was from a movie that's near and dear to our hearts, which is Repo the Genetic Opera.
Yeah.
Got a couple more sets in progress.
Fantastic.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. You can check me out there.
Awesome. It's just Miss Selene on Cosplay Deviant?
Yep, and you get a discount if you use my name as a code.
Excellent. I'll put that in the description. I am putting together a fun event for next year that I'm calling Cam Girl Camp, because I'm a webcam model and I want to have a nice, fun experience for me and some other cam girls. And just to be ourselves and have fun, and that's going to be probably around this time next year in 2019. Oh my gosh.
19, yeah. Well, that sounds really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be here in Florida. And so yeah, I'm working on that. Might be working on a non-adult film that's of the horror variety, but
that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Also, I'm trying to put them out every Friday as my little clown series, Clown Girl Talks, where I talk about ridiculous clown movies. Also, if there's other movies that you want Selene and I to review together, please put them in the comments, because this is a lot of fun. And I feel really bad that we didn't do, like, it's been a whole entire year and we haven't done anything. But no, this year is going to be the year. Even if you don't recommend anything, there's stuff I want to show her that she hasn't seen. And I'm sure there's stuff that she's seen that I haven't seen.
I'm afraid of some of the recommendations you get. I'm scared. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Yes,
we're definitely going to hang out more this year anyway.
Yeah, we do. We gotta. Alright. See you. We'll see you next time.